Notice this message appearing before December 30th. The individual occupying your thoughts shares an undeniable destiny with you. Encountering these words before year's end carries profound significance. Nothing about this moment happened randomly. Your presence here right now, reading these exact sentences, represents more than simple coincidence. One specific individual dominates your mental landscape recently, regardless of daily obligations, regardless of attempted diversions. Their essence, their image, their entire being persistently returns to your consciousness. Perhaps you've questioned the reasoning. Why does this feel so urgent? Why does this particular soul feel magnetically present despite physical separation? The explanation reveals itself clearly. Destiny weaves an invisible thread connecting your futures together. The consciousness that lingers endlessly. Persistent thoughts about another person transcend mere memory or longing. When someone occupies mental space, this profoundly, this relentlessly, it signals energetic synchronization occurring between two souls. You're not dwelling on them solely from missing their presence. Your mind gravitates toward them because their consciousness simultaneously gravitates toward yours. Perhaps they maintain outward silence. Perhaps circumstances constructed walls between you. Perhaps distance expanded beyond comfort. Yet silence never equals emotional void. Physical separation never destroys spiritual connection. Certain souls exchange messages without requiring verbal language. And presently your souls engage in constant dialogue beneath surface awareness. The calendar's deliberate timing, December's closing days carry intentional weight. Receiving this revelation before year's conclusion signals preparation and karmic closure approaching. Universal forces frequently deliver clarity preceding fresh chapters. Ancient misinterpretations, lingering anxieties, unresolved emotional traumas, all these elements undergo quiet dissolution now. Previously confusing situations crystallize into comprehension. Previously blocked pathways begin unlocking naturally. This relationship endured challenges not for destruction's sake, but for fortification. Authentic bonds never emerge from effortless circumstances. They develop through patience cultivation, reciprocal evolution, and genuine emotional wisdom. The wordless understanding existing between you, something fundamentally distinguishes this person from others in your history. Beyond surface attraction, beyond simple affection, exists something deeper. Thinking about them generates profound safety. Understanding flows naturally, even absent regular conversation. Simultaneously calm yet emotionally awakened describes your state when they cross your mind. This phenomenon transcends ordinary romantic interest. This represents soul recognition. Your energetic signature identifies their matching frequency. Recognition consistently precedes physical reunion. Why acceleration never served you? You might question why events unfolded slowly, why communication patterns shifted downward, why perfect timing perpetually eluded grasp. Understand this fundamental truth. Premature connection would have failed spectacularly because neither person possessed necessary readiness then. One individual required inner transformation. The other required emotional restoration. Both individuals required absolute clarity before successfully merging lives. Sometimes cosmic intelligence deliberately separates two people, allowing each to develop sufficient strength for properly holding the other's heart. Relationships rushed into existence shatter easily. Relationships entered with preparation endure permanently. What remains unspoken inside their heart. This individual wrestles with articulating genuine emotions. They potentially project distance, project busyness, project emotional unavailability outwardly. Yet beneath protective layers, multiple truths simmer: remorse for delayed honesty, terror of permanent loss, hope that reciprocal feelings survived separation, intense longing for reconnection. They mentally replay shared moments repeatedly. Your spoken words echo through their consciousness. They wonder constantly whether you still maintain awareness of them. Absolutely yes. Your absence creates heavier impact than they'll verbally acknowledge. The transformation approaching rapidly now. Internal shifts accelerate currently. A critical decision crystallizes within someone's awareness. A realization gains undeniable strength. Imminently, one person will experience overwhelming compulsion, an irresistible magnetic pull toward reaching out. Initial contact may appear modest, a brief message, an unexpected call, a seemingly casual inquiry. Behind that surface gesture lives profound emotion-seeking expression. This connection remains unfinished, merely suspended, anticipating optimal circumstances. That precise moment approaches faster than rational mind comprehends. The shared tomorrow awaiting you both. Your mutual future won't manifest as flawless perfection, yet authenticity guarantees its foundation. Expect genuine dialogue exchanges, continuous emotional maturation, reciprocal respect, profound comprehension levels, reliable support through adversity. This isn't fantasy-based attachment. This represents grounded partnership built for longevity. You're destined for reciprocal teaching, mutual healing, synchronized growth, and ultimately, deliberate choosing of one another above alternatives. Your present responsibility simplified. Avoid pursuing desperately. Avoid drowning in self-doubt. Avoid forcing outcomes prematurely. Your current role demands simplicity. Trust divine timing unfolding. Maintain emotional receptivity. Release fear's grip. Embrace inherent worthiness. Love meant specifically for you never demands desperate grasping. It requires alignment, and alignment already progresses steadily now, a direct message for your spirit. If these words resonated deeply within, remember permanently, your waiting carries purpose, not futility. You're not manufacturing imaginary scenarios. You're not experiencing these feelings in isolation. Certain connections experience delay, never denial. When destiny's moment materializes, absolute clarity replaces all confusion. Final thoughts before continuing forward. Before this calendar year concludes, before fresh chapters commence, embrace this truth completely. The individual consuming your thoughts connects directly to your destined path. The energetic bond remains genuine. This story hasn't reached conclusion. Cultivate patience, maintain inner calm, prepare your heart. Because when perfect timing arrives, love transforms from confusing to certain. That certainty draws nearer than conscious awareness realizes. Part 2 begins now. Notice this message before December 30th. The person occupying your mental space feels invisible forces pulling them back toward you. If you're still present, still engaged, still experiencing chest sensations while absorbing these words, you're the intended recipient. Part 2 transcends hope's realm. This discusses actual movement behind visible reality. Invisible forces work steadily toward manifestation that you cannot yet observe, though internal knowing confirms it. Why connection intensity amplified recently? Have you registered the pattern? Sudden thoughts about them during random moments throughout days. Dreams containing hyper-realistic qualities. Peculiar combination of heaviness and tranquility when their name surfaces mentally. This occurs during energetic reconnection between two people. Distance fails to weaken authentic bonds. Time fails to erase genuine emotions. Frequently, separation intensifies everything left unexpressed between souls. Presently, this individual revisits stored memories. Moments previously dismissed now carry enormous significance. Unspoken words repeat endlessly through their internal dialogue. Absolutely. They're experiencing your absence's substantial weight. The internal warfare they're experiencing. This person battles contradictory impulses constantly. One aspect desires forward movement into unknown territory. Another aspect cannot release attachment to you. They interrogate themselves repeatedly. What happens if I initiate contact? What if opportunity expired? What if their feelings transformed completely? Fear alone restrains them currently, not love's absence. They fear vulnerability's exposure, fear rejection's sting, fear admitting that losing you created deeper impact than anticipated. Why silence served essential purpose. Silence never intended punishment toward you. It intended awakening both individuals simultaneously. Throughout this quiet period, you discovered authentic self-worth. You ceased pursuing unavailable people. You initiated genuine healing processes. Meanwhile, they began comprehending what disappeared from their life. Universal intelligence often removes communication channels, so understanding can finally penetrate consciousness, because people frequently undervalue presence until absence teaches painful lessons, a transmission from their deepest self. If this person possessed courage for complete honesty presently, they'd communicate. Caring never ceased existing within me. I simply lacked understanding of proper demonstration methods. I believed time would resolve everything automatically. Instead, time only intensified missing you. They're developing awareness regarding past mistakes. Awareness always precedes corrective action, the pivotal moment changing everything. A moment will arrive, quiet, unexpected, where they decide continued silence becomes unbearable. It won't feature dramatic flourishes. It will embody genuine authenticity, a straightforward message, a casual check-in, a conversation excuse, yet beneath surface appearance lives a heart finally choosing honesty over fear. When that materializes, maintain composure, remain grounded in self, respond from clarity's place, not reactive emotion. This connection undergoes reconstruction upon stronger foundational principles, the future path revealing itself. Your shared tomorrow will appear distinctly different from yesterday's patterns. That represents positive evolution. This iteration features clearer communication, respected boundaries, mutual effort investment, love feeling secure instead of bewildering. You're no longer meant for guessing your standing position. This connection evolves from uncertainty's fog into stability's solid ground. What requires releasing before arrival? Release resentment completely. Release outdated expectations. Release the version of them incapable of showing up appropriately. People grow when suffering provides education. The version of this person moving toward you now carries greater awareness, greater intentionality, greater readiness. A crucial reminder for your journey. You're not waiting passively for someone to select you. You're allowing someone to elevate themselves, matching the level where you now stand. That distinction changes everything fundamentally. Closing thoughts for part 2. If this message discovered you before December's conclusion, remember, some love stories pause because both souls required growth periods. When pauses end, connections return stronger, clearer, more honest than previous versions. Trust the unfolding process. Trust your intuition's guidance. Trust what your heart already knows definitively. This story hasn't finished. Part 3 commences. Notice this before December 30th. The reunion you stopped expecting prepares for manifestation. If you've reached part 3, understand clearly. You were meant to receive this now because part 3 abandons wondering entirely. It addresses what's coming toward you. Something you felt quietly in your heart prepares, becoming tangible reality. The moment everything transforms, a moment will arrive when energy shifts palpably. You'll feel lighter, calmer, strangely peaceful. That's when you'll know a decision has been made. This person has reached a point where maintaining silence creates more pain than speaking truth. They're realizing certain connections don't offer second chances. And you represent one of those irreplaceable connections, the confession they've been rehearsing. This person has mentally practiced conversations with you countless times. What they want to express is straightforward yet emotionally heavy. Forgetting you proved impossible. I attempted moving forward, but something kept pulling me backward. Regardless of actions taken, you remained with me. They may not employ perfect vocabulary. They may display nervousness. They may sound uncertain initially, but behind every word lives absolute truth. This won't be casual conversation. It will be emotional release. Why this reunion feels distinctly different. This time the energy remains calm, not rushed. No pressure exists for proving anything to anyone. No fear of losing control dominates interactions. Both of you arrive as more mature versions of former selves. You understand each other better now. You listen differently. You speak with intention. This reunion isn't about past events. It's about what you're choosing now, what they finally see in you. They see your strength, your patience, your emotional depth. They realize that while they were distracted elsewhere, you were growing, and that growth is what makes them certain. They no longer perceive you as an option. They see you as home, the choice that seals the future. A moment will arrive where honesty becomes required. No games, no running, no hiding feelings. This is where the future is decided. And the beautiful part, you will not need to beg. You will not need to convince. The choice will feel mutual, natural, right? When love is real, it doesn't feel chaotic. It feels aligned. The life you can build together. This connection holds the potential for emotional security, deep companionship, shared dreams, long-term commitment. This is the kind of love that grows stronger with time, not weaker. It is built on understanding, not fantasy. What you must remember in this moment: do not shrink yourself to be chosen. Do not silence your needs. This reunion works because you stayed true to yourself. You didn't lose your worth while waiting. And that is why this love can now meet you where you stand. A message for your heart. If you're absorbing this and feeling emotional, that's okay. Some souls recognize each other before the world understands. And when they reunite, it feels like remembering something you never truly forgot. Final words before the year ends, before this year closes, before a new chapter begins. Understand this: the person on your mind is returning with clarity. The connection is real. The future is possible. Trust what unfolded. Trust what healed. Trust what is coming. Because this time, love doesn't ask you to wait in confusion. It meets you with certainty. If you felt something shift inside you while watching this, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what resonated most. Welcome to Psychology Wisdom, where we explore the hidden truths of connection and consciousness. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss insights that could transform how you understand love and destiny.